So you will hear me talk about communication and dementia, and I will give you real scenario. And you may feel sad or you may connect with what I'm saying. So it's science based, everything we will be talking about. What is dementia? Dementia per se is not an illness, it's a collection of syndrome and symptom. So when somebody is saying to you, oh, your husband has dementia, what do you say? Which type, right? If they say, oh, you have cancer, they have to tell you, is it breast cancer, prostate cancer, lung cancer, what type of cancer it is, right? So if the doctor just say, you have dementia, it's old age, what do you say? Okay. Or which type? Make sure you find out. And we do have different subtypes of Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's is the most current form of dementia. And you just think as an umbrella, and then you will see different types of dementia under that umbrella. It should not be, oh, the person has dementia, it's Alzheimer's. You have to say, yeah, it's Alzheimer's disease because you know it is Alzheimer's disease, or you're just making a guess, or are you just saying the word? Make sure that you know which type. We do have Lewy body dementia. We have Parkinson related dementia and vascular dementia. The vascular dementia, usually the person had high blood pressure or heart problems, may have mini stroke that caused the dementia symptom. Okay? Or maybe you inherited and it is in your gene. How many of you are older than 50? Okay, almost the entire room. So we should be doing a test every year or maybe every other year to find out if we have memory issue, if we have memory decline. So you know what to do now so it doesn't decline further down. So it's very important to go to the doctor, like you go to the dentist, and they can do a biomarker for you. I don't know if it's widely available, but some research company can do that free of charge for you. So we know it's the sixth leading cause of death in the US. Almost 7 million people are diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease here in the US. And here in Florida, we have around 580,000 people over 65. Just imagine the rest. Imagine the rest of the people who are not going to the doctor. More than 100 different types of dementia. Yeah. Yeah. Among them, Alzheimer's disease, like we said. Mixed dementia is when somebody has more than one type. So vascular dementia, okay, Lewy body, frontotemporal. We do have a class that can go in detail about each one of them. But with Lewy body dementia, the person can be aggressive, has hallucination, delusions, like that. And also they don't walk properly, they may fall. You can find that as well with Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson. And well, with Lewy body, you will find as well that they can shake. They have some tremor. And it should not be confused with what? Parkinson related dementia. Okay. So what they did with the founder of ADRC back then in 87, she gathered with Dr. Dwara at Mount Sinai Medical Center and also Dr. Pearl here at ORMC Orlando Health Now to create the brain bank. And it was very important to her because her husband was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. So it was a way to give back to the community, to science, to make sure that was it indeed Alzheimer's disease, or can we find a cure? Can we find something to stop it, to disrupt the progression of the disease? So this is the reason we did that. And it was to find a cure. And A person has to be 18 years or over to apply with the brain bank, as long as they have memory issues. But for you to know that when they find out, when your symptoms are, showing, you may have had those changes in your brain 15 to 20 years prior. No one knew that. Maybe you're a little bit cranky and your coworker said, oh, she's a nasty person. Okay, I don't understand her, but nothing happened. You were able to do your work as usual, right? Or your family and saying, oh, there are changes with that, but nothing major. And then it's after that, 20 years after, you say, oh my God, this is what happened. Okay. So we need to find treatment. And when you do find out those symptoms coming up, mom is forgetful. She's asking you the same questions over and over. What should you suspect first? Somebody.
Regular age.
Okay, another person just getting old. A UTI. That's the first thing you need to think of. It's a UTI. No, male can have a UTI as well. So let me give you an example. And I'm sorry about my throat. I've been talking so much. So my mom leaves the house with my uncle. They don't live far away from me. Okay. She lives in an apartment. I'm not far away from her. And my uncle was taking her to Costco. And she's dressed. She goes and she refused to get into the car. That's unusual. And she said, don't ask me questions. Somebody is coming to pick me up. That's what she said to my uncle. She went in the middle of the street. Thank God it's a gated community, but she was stopping every car passing by saying, are you coming to pick me up? And thank God my uncle always walk around and, the security knows everybody and just, I know you should not have done that, but he did. He did that gesture. She is like losing it. And he called me. I was doing a presentation. I said, I cannot leave everything. I'm doing a presentation, but I took a little break. I went to a room. I called my son. He attends school at UCF. And I said, please go to grandma. She is in the street. She has been stopping cars and she wants to go with somebody who's supposedly coming to pick her up. And afterward, we saw on her phone, spam likely on her phone, like somebody called to say that they will pick her up to go to the bank. So he went after class and he said, Grandma, can you please go with me inside because it's too hot? She said, no, she can't. She's waiting for someone. Don't insist. So she's waiting for someone. And we're talking because I'm giving him news. And my son is 12. Okay. And I said, okay, take a water bottle. Just see there are mosquitoes that you need to go inside. And she said, well, you can go inside yourself. It didn't work. So I told him, get the water bottle, pour the water in your hand and just spray it. She will think that it's raining a little bit. And she said, when it will be pouring, I go inside. So she did not budge. She didn't move. She stayed there. So he said, Mom, it's not working. Well, I said, oh my God, I thought I was glad, So I said, I remember he's very tall, he's young, and it's like he's giving orders to an elderly person. That's a no-no. I said, can you please kneel down, get her hand, massage her hand and say, Grandma, can you please get at least inside my car because it's too hot for me. I feel I'm getting dehydrated. And guess what? She said yes. She went inside his car and she said, you don't move because I'm waiting for somebody. He said, yes, that's okay. And he called my sisters. They were singing happy birthday to one of them. She was so happy. She said, okay, now we're done. Can we go back upstairs? So little thing, we have to be patient with them. We cannot just say, Johnny, you cannot stay in the street. No, we cannot because what's going on? Something is wrong in their brain. That's not their fault. That's the first thing we need to do to that. And me too, from time to time, I remind myself, okay, I cannot reason with my mom. I have to step back. Okay, it's okay to step back, to stay away for a little while and continue the conversation so you don't have any argument, you don't have any agitations, you don't, they don't think you're no longer in their team. I don't like you anymore. You're always argumentative. You're always saying no to me. Why? That's not their fault. Okay? So suspect UTI. We found out, I took her to the emergency right after that because it wasn't normal. So after we went to the emergency, they admitted her, they found out she had a UTI. So for probably several weeks, because the elder, they don't feel it. They don't feel the pain like we do. We go to the bathroom like 4 or 5 times and you have that urge when you have a UTI and it's painful. They don't. They live there, but your personality change, your reasoning change. And they find out as well because of the infection that was there for so long, she had kidney failure. Just we didn't know. So when you suspect something, go to Publix, your pharmacy, wherever it is, get the kit. Just pour the sample of, I'm going to say pee on it. You will see the different colors and you will find out if you have to go to the emergency or central care or wherever you need to go to get the antibiotic. So they have to do the evaluation. They have to do blood work to find out if you do have vitamin B deficiency, if you're anemic, if you have thyroid problems. Thyroid is the gland here beneath your neck, and it regulates your metabolism, everything. So they will make sure that all those tests are done so they can rule out, any forms of, one form of dementia. Okay, they're going to make sure, do you drink alcohol? This is why, you don't have good judgment. You have memory issues. You have hormonal problems, drug abuse, depression. If you have depression and they address it and they give you the right medicine, it will reverse those symptoms of dementia. And that's why, or if you don't control your diabetes, you don't get enough of insulin or your injection, it could mimic. And these are my numbers from Mayo Clinic, from our brain bank here. And we did those stats on 2,139 brains at Mayo. And these are the results. The primary was Alzheimer's disease. And when you had the mixed dementia, Alzheimer's and vascular were second place. Alzheimer's and Lewy body were in third place, and TDP 43 as well. With no Alzheimer's disease by itself, you have Lewy body, in second place, and vascular in third. So these are our stats from the brain bank. And we spoke about the different form of dementia. They have so many, and it's under one umbrella. And what happens when you have memory issues? It affects what? Tell me. Your judgment. What else? Your speech. Sometimes you develop aphasia. You cannot find words. It's difficult for you to speak. What else? Reason. You don't reason. Like whatever you're saying, it doesn't feel reasonable. Because my mom can go and I'm trying to help her and I see her like that. She lives with her underbed, like pull-ups, and she doesn't want me to finish. And I see her living. She doesn't. I said, Mom, you cannot go like that. And she said, like that. She's not able to process things. So you have to see, and sometimes you need to laugh. You cannot cry for everything. I do cry sometimes, but you can laugh, other time. She does think that her doctor is not only in love with their nurse, not the nurse, but her aide, but the aide is making poison behind the counter. That's what is in her mind. And I thought about it. And I said, Mom, you have been saying that. And it's not like I'm trying to analyze or making her understand, but she came out of my mouth. I'm human. Okay. So I said, Mom, if she was making poison, it has been like more than a year. So don't you think she would have died by now? And she said, Alex, don't you think that she will put all the poison together at once? She puts a little drop at a time. That's what she's hiding behind the counter. And that's in her mind. So I said, oh, Mom, I would have never let her do that. She's a really good person. And she said, that's the way she responded to me. So now the lady cannot even eat at the table, otherwise she gets agitated. She doesn't have to see that she's touching the food. Only my uncle has to give her the food when we are not here. When I'm not there or my sister is not visiting, nobody can give her the food. Otherwise, you will see the agitation, just shortness of breath, and then her tremors are more. You see that like she trembles a lot. So I have to make sure that those things, like to reassure her. And talking about that, the person living with the illness, they want to feel what? Safe with you, next to you. Okay? Respected. They are not children. You're not going to type it, hello, how are you today? No, you're not going to do that. You're going to talk to them like adults. They are adults. The only thing not functioning is the brain because it's getting damaged, destroyed. Those neurons and cells, they're not getting connected anymore. So it's not their fault if something is happening. If my grandmother comes to me and she said, Sandy, what time is it? And I was studying, I was young. It was 9 o'clock and she came and she knocked on the door and she opened it. She said, Sandy, what time is it? I said, it's 9. And I didn't make anything out of it. She went out. Like maybe it felt like 2 seconds after she came back. Sandy, what time is it? I said, it's 9:01. And I smiled. And, you respect your elder, you respect your grandma. You will not say, you asked me this question already. That was nothing like that when I was younger. So she came again and again, the same answer. And after that, I said, okay, let me tell her it's 10 o'clock. I said, well, it's 10 o'clock. And she looked at her watch and she said, oh, maybe the watch is not working. It's time for me to go to sleep. I said, yeah, because she was just terribly, something is wrong with grandma. I don't understand that. And when my mom gave her food, the next day, she said, when are we going to eat? And my mom said, we're going to eat, in a few minutes. No, we ate. We were helping washing the dishes. And my grandmother came back and she said, when are we eating? My mom said, are you kidding me? You're doing that on purpose? You're asking me if you didn't eat. And my grandma said, shame on you. You didn't feed me. And it was always an argument. And back then, they didn't know about dementia. They were just labeled the person is crazy. you know? So those things affected me when I was younger. And I said to my mom, and usually the non-defy authority, I said to my mom, Mom, I don't think she would have done it on purpose. I don't think it's normal. And she said, yes, she remembered everything that happened 10 and 15 years ago. And she cannot remember that I just gave her food. They didn't know. We didn't have the information that we do have right now. So we are really lucky right now knowing what we know. So they want to feel connected to you, to each one of you. Useful. They cannot just sit down and do nothing. If they can do something that can use their brain cells that are still functioning, please do it. They can fold some towels, please do it. They can help you with the laundry, let them do it, at least what they can do. Because you have to look at steps. They have to follow steps. You have to put the laundry, you have to put the detergent. For you, it's like natural, but not for them. It's a lot of steps, okay? Or taking the garbage, a lot of steps. They want to feel wanted, It's not because they have a diagnosis and they are not useful anymore. They are a burden to you. They don't want that, okay? And they do the best they can, just like us. You didn't go to school to learn how to take care of somebody with dementia. You didn't do that. And you're trying your best, what's working and what's not working today. Okay? So we are not only caregiver in that journey, we are also care partners because we are partnering in that journey. I'm helping you, helping yourself, right? The person is living with Lewy body, with Alzheimer's disease. So the family is all your intimate circle, and family can help. We cannot say that family cannot help because they are living in Ottawa, or they are living in Calgary, or they are living in New York or Texas, California, wherever they may be, they can help you. Maybe one sister can do the billing online for you because it's too much. You're doing too much. Maybe they can order food for you. It will be great for 2 days a week. Maybe they can do that. Help you with respite care because you should not go through this by yourself all along. Okay? It's a journey. It's a voyage. So we have the different states. They don't want to say stages. Some people say stages, but it's because of, sometimes they are in both. There can be a sapphire and also a diamond at the same time. And we do have some classes about the gem state of dementia. They have challenging behavior. We call it responses to the environment because sometimes they do have behavioral disturbances, but why? Why? Find out, write down, what did I just say? Or what did I just say to my mom that made her so mad? What did I say to her? Or maybe I didn't do that. Maybe she heard a noise and she could not make sense out of it. It's not like she doesn't hear, but she could not make sense out of it. Maybe it's Race Pearl passing by and you hear the sound of the truck making noise, picking up the garbage outside. We cannot make sense out of it. And we try to eliminate, don't do this, mom. Don't do that, darling. But do. Try to use more positive encouragement than the don't. Because don't, you will be in that box of the enemy. You cannot drive. Don't you see you had so many accidents? You cannot even leave the driveway. No, leave that for the doctor. Let the doctor, who is an authority and who does the evaluation. The doctor can tell your husband, your mom, your brother, your sister that he or she cannot drive because they have older form. They can send it to Florida Highway Patrol and arrange everything and say why you cannot drive anymore. So that communication, you will still be in their good side because you didn't say that to them. Let the authorities say that, okay? They don't see the time passing. Memory, past and present. Who can give me an example of that? Go ahead.
I show my mom.
Exactly. They don't remember. In their mind, she could be like 20 years old or 15. This is why sometimes they will tell you, I want to go home. I want to go home. I don't know those people. Who are they? I want to go home. My grandmother used to say that to my mom a lot. I want to go home. But it can mean at least two things or more. One thing, they don't feel love because they feel like they're arguing all the time with you or with me. Or my grandmother thought she was arguing all the time with my mom, you know? And the other thing is this is not home because home was like back then when I used to live with dad and your grandpa, and grandpa is no longer, but that's the souvenir that she has. Or home is when she was a teenager, she left school and then she just came and grandma or mom was cooking and it felt safe. That was her. And now I don't understand what's going on with my brain. I don't understand what's going on around me. I want to go home where it felt safe. So this is why we step back when we try to reason or push our agenda. You need to take a shower. Haha. So if we want to do that and they want to go home, just step back. And you can say, how about home? You told me it was really nice living in Canada or in California. Can you tell me more about it? So they will talk to you about it. Always your formula is to acknowledge what they are saying. Always don't dismiss. Okay, they're talking to you, don't make believe that, or you're saying that again to me, again and again, or I cannot hear it one more time. That's too much. No. Listen, acknowledge what they are saying, and then redirect. It can work today, tomorrow, 2 weeks, a month, a year. I may not be working afterward. You will have to put your thinking hat again and see, okay, what will work? Because you know best your mom or your sister or your brother or your sister-in-law or somebody close to you who has memory issues. Okay? Your emotion, your reasoning, your judgment, all that. And sometimes they try to analyze. And sometimes they don't hear everything that you are saying to them. They will take one word and then the last one that you said, they skip. Usually they skip 4 words in the sentence that you're saying. So my mom's always asked me, she doesn't understand what's going on. She thinks that things are going over and over and over. So she told me, after you put the medicine, what will happen? I said, well, we'll go to the bathroom and I will wash you and we will, brush your teeth. Too much. I gave her too much information. Okay. Just give one thing at a time. When they finish with one thing, you continue. Otherwise, that can create anxiety or arguments. No, that's not what you told me. You told me that. Blah, blah, blah. And then it goes back and forth, and you go back and forth. You don't want that to happen. Okay. And the world is no longer the same around them. Everything changes. They may be their vision change. They may have glaucoma, cataract, something additional to the vision change because of the brain cell. And you can be standing up on a black mat on the floor and they'll think you're floating. That's Twilight Zone for them. Why are you floating? Because they don't see 3D anymore. Something had affected their vision because of the brain change. And that can create agitation. So you can remove those things and that can cause fall as well. Okay. And the same thing for the toilet seat. Don't leave it all wide. They need to see the contrast. On the wide, they may fall. So just keep that in mind. And they may use the language or point at this. Give the word to them. Don't let them guess. You know, mom, what it is. You know what it is. No. Your glasses? You want your glasses? Okay. But don't try to make them think or guess. Well, she comes here, she's the neighbor, her friend, and she cannot find the name or the word. And you say, oh, do you know who it is? No. Mom, this is Elizabeth, our neighbor. Hi, Mom. This is John, your grandson. Sometimes my mom will say, I know who he is. And sometimes she will turn to me. I know, she looked at me to ask, say, John. Okay. And then she said, hi, John, how are you? Hi, Colonel Frederick, how are you? She will ask, she will say, but she will look at me to ask me for the name. So you can give that information, then put them in a situation where they do have to try to guess. Should I know that? And imagine 10,000 ideas at the same time, and you're trying to find out who it is. Where's that person? Should I know this person? Okay. Making connection verbally, give them time to respond. This caregiving thing or care partner thing, you'll have to be patient. And already you are an angel. Being a caregiver because it takes a lot to be a care partner, a caregiver. Visually more effective, you have to be. And nonverbal cues, you can point. You can, I don't know for whom it is, but you can show probably a toilet seat if they are nonverbal and say, well, if there's do you want to go to the bathroom? Or if you have a notepad, you can have pictures of different things. Somebody who's hungry, somebody who's in pain. You can put a collage of stuff and show them saying if they cannot express themselves or if they don't want to speak. Sometimes my mom doesn't want to speak. And sometimes, oh my God, she's not nice with that at all. And when they're not nice, you have to find out why. Maybe I'm talking too much. Maybe my uncle is talking too much in her ear and too fast. We have to find why. Okay? But don't blame yourself. You are doing everything you can with what you have, with the knowledge you have. Physical, tactile, gentle touch, gentle. Or if she says to you, where was my purse? Where did you put my purse? I put it here. Where did you put my purse? Somebody will say automatically, I didn't touch your purse. And the argument will start. Yes, you did. You needed money. This is what you did. You took my purse. And she will probably accuse the aide. You're taking my purse. You need money. That's what you did. No, I don't say to admit what they have to say. It's like, oh, Mom, I would never do that, but let me look with you. Let me find it with you. And sometimes they like to hide things. Oh my God, they hide things under the bed, inside, wherever they find. They hide things. And all the time, it's like, Mom, are you sure? Because Lisa, because she had that paranoia, she thinks, things are being poisoned. everything she finds, she puts it in a towel. She does it. Even her underwear, she puts it in a little piece of paper and she goes to the garbage. She drops it. She takes all the spoons and my uncle was looking for everything. We don't find her underwear. We don't find anything. Everything is check the garbage. It's gone. And we have to buy all the time underwears, and now we're buying the pull-ups and said that's it. The pull-ups, that's what we have to buy. So we need to find out, okay, what works. Your person best than us, But if they're saying that to you, try to look for it. Well, buy 5 of the same kind, cheap, and then put, a credit card there with limited thing or a gift card that looks like a credit card with $5 or $10 in it. Make a copy of the driver's license. Laminate, put that in each bag. They need to be identical with maybe a couple of dollars in it, and you're good. Yes.
Someone does that. Like, out what so she's not one of her or whether it's the clothes.
My mom does that. She's like a hoarder sometimes. She had to put everything from the closet on the bed because they are not able to do the sequence. They don't know what next, how to choose. And sometimes they will stare. So what you will need to do, for example, in the closet, you remove all the excess clothes that they may have. Public space. 6 foot. That's your public space. I'm not in your face. I don't know if the camera like this. You don't do that. That's a no. Imagine if I go to you. I don't know if somebody can you be my, can you do it? All right. You sit here. Okay. And if I come, I say, hi, Mom, it's time to shower. And I start touching, what would you do? You will push me. You will push somebody doing that to you. No, that's your intimate space. So when you see somebody living with memory issues, you're the daughter or whomever you are, announce yourself. Hi, Mom. How are you today? Oh, it's nice to see you. Take your hand, and you can do that. Her hand is on top. She is in charge.
Let's do that
From this way. Okay, so let's try to do it. Hi, how are you, Robin? How are you doing well?
Yeah.
And I put myself here. Let's see my sternum here. And I'm not dominant. I'm not in front of her. I'm not touching. I'm asking, how are you? The first thing you remember when it's automatic, things that you do automatically when you see somebody, hi. If it's your husband, hi, darling, how are you? He's in charge. His hand on top, but you hold his shoulder. Okay? With this, you can do a lot of different things. Let's try that. If she doesn't want to eat, we have our finger, the food is there. She will understand the mechanism. Oh, that's good, right? You like it. And they may continue and do it on their own because you started mechanical, right side, rhythm. Okay? Language is on the left. They lose language, but the rhythm is on the right. They retain it. If I say 1, 2, 3, you say it automatically. You will say, oh, McDonald has a. What else do they retain? Bad word. Bad word. It has like it stared somewhere here. So imagine they are in pain, and just imagine that. You go to your car, you open the door, you slam the door, and you close your fingers at the door. What would you say? You say maybe an F word, you say a D word, you say whatever word that came there. If a kid is there, what would you do? You try to swallow everything. You say, ay, 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 ay. You say something else, and the frustration is trying to get out. That when they're in pain and they cannot find words, their prayers are there, stored there. They can say the Lord Prayer, they can say the Hail Mary, whatever it is that they learn, and also the curse word, the bad word. And that's where the storage is, the mechanism, the rhythm. So remember that if they're saying bad words when they are in a restaurant, it's not because they want it, because they feel uncomfortable. So many people are talking at the same time and they try to make sense of what everybody is saying. Okay? That's not their fault. This is why before you go to a restaurant, find out if it's a dementia-friendly restaurant first. Secondly, take a picture of the menu. Give them two choices because the menu, they can be confused. Yeah. Oh, mom, what do you want to eat? You have the menu. It's tiny. They don't see it. They're supposed to make, have a choice. You will be mad, frustrated. Okay. So you can take a picture and up to you, you know, to the shoes. And then you will say, do you want fish or hamburger? Something like that. Take the picture before you go. Of the menu, you can find it online. You store it on your phone. You do what they call it, a snapshot or screenshot, exactly. So you can show that, mom, do you like this one or this one? And you tell. And then when you go, you said, mom, you still want this one, right? Yeah, that's the one I choose. No fuss. The waitress will be patient. Are you ready? They don't come 10 times at your table. Have you selected something? We have people waiting.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
My sister was not more. We used to have memory care people, and so all they all said all day long, help or help. And so now she'll look at say help, and I don't know how. I'll say what here help what. Like trying to. Do you have any suggestions?
So, oh, I'm so sorry.
painful.
That's painful. Yeah. So I cannot guess what she
Right.
Shimura, but what you can do, you can show her, point out, are you in pain here?
Yeah.
Are you in pain there? So you have to find out, do you have any pain? And show her a picture. If she can tell you if she is in pain and where, that will be something. And sometimes you're saying, help me, because that's the only thing that they can come up with. Okay, they have to do an MRI to see if something she fell. Because sometimes they fall. You need to address it with the doctor. Help me. Is she in pain? Is it because she feels like something is wrong? Or she doesn't want to stay there? She doesn't see her family? Help me. Maybe helping means a lot of things that you need to figure out and ask the question, help me. You know? So I'm sorry to say that because it's a lot of toll on you as a daughter or as a spouse, because this person that you love, that you think, oh, mom, what happened today at work? Oh, mom did what my son did today, or blah, blah, blah. You can no longer do those things with your spouse or your mom or your sister-in-law or your brother-in-law, whomever it is. You can no longer do those things. It's a type of grieving when the person is still alive. Okay? So this is really hard. And we were talking, I don't know if I have your slide about that, but when you enter a room, it's very important. When I was saying, sitting with Robin, you need to announce yourself. Yes, you need to announce yourself because what? We can jump if you come in the back, announce yourself. You have to do it in the front, always in the front. Otherwise, you don't know why they are agitated for the entirety or the entire week. Always announce yourself. Hi, Miss Robin. This is Alexandra. How are you? Okay, and then you go. Okay, I'm going to unbutton your shirt. an eye, but not in front of her, but put yourself on the side. Just try to make sure that your sternum is like between the shoulders, and then you hold your shoulder. Okay, because the muscle here send a connection to the brain that everything is okay. All right. Make sure you do that. But with my mom, sometimes she doesn't like that. She doesn't like that I touch her hand sometimes. She says, what are you doing? Leave my hand alone. If she wants a spade, give her a spade. You know? So whatever works for you, you have to be like chameleon. Okay? The chameleon embrace their environment, they blend. And I always say that to my care partners, the caregivers here, that you are like in a movie. Your mom or your spouse is the main character. You're not the main actress at all, but you have an important role. You know, is to help the main actress shine. Whatever little role you have, you're here to support. You're like a crew, you know? So let them do whatever they need to do. Don't disturb them. Try to blend in their environment, in their moment. If they have hallucinations, if they have delusions, you don't say, Mom, this is your imagination. That's your dementia talking. No, we cannot say that. We cannot say that. He said, really? You saw a man in the living room? Oh, let me check if it's not the air conditioning guy that I called. You just are, it's not lying. You're in her movie. Me, I think I'm in her movie all the time. She have different movies, but I'm in one of them. So I think, let me check. You reassure there is a man in the house. You acknowledge you didn't say this dementia talking. Let me check. And you come back. Yeah, it was the air conditioning guy. Don't worry. And then they left. Okay. By the way, would you like some ice cream? It's a little bit hot today. Okay. So I tried that. Okay. And I would love for you to put your hands like this. Okay. Yeah. Close it like the scuba. You have like some visibility. You can see, not some, a lot of visibility in the room. Turn your head around. You see quite well. You have good peripheral vision there. Okay. So at the beginning, let me start with that. And then when time are going, the other year with Alzheimer's disease or other forms of dementia, your vision start to go as well with the brain changes. And they have what? Binocular vision. Okay, I would like all of you to do this. Imagine like this, like binocular. Okay? What do you see? What are your limitations? Tell me. Okay, one more thing that are in front of you. So let's print of what? Falls, right? If you don't do this, and then you can hear it. It's only when you're in front of something that you see it. So that's not your fault. Make sure no clutter, nothing around. Everything should be neat and not a lot of clutters or cords or whatever you may have on the floor. The rugs, make sure that you're not slippery. In their shoes as well. Make sure of that, or somebody near them to help them. And they will have what? Monocular vision. Try to see between this. Close one of your eyes. And on top of that, imagine if they have the yellowish of their eyes or they have what? Glaucoma or cataract on top of that with the changes. Again, we cannot say, you told me so. You cannot say that you said already. You cannot say you can do it. You cannot challenge them. That's not their fault. Okay? Nonverbal communication. We talk about like your approach. If they are not talking, you can smile. Everyone knows how you make them feel when you come. You can smile and say hello. You stop, like we say, make eye contact. You need to make the eye contact so they can trust you. You smile, you wave. You use gentle touch, pleasant and positive. They have like a sixth sense. They know when you are not happy. They know when you're mad or you're tired of it. They know that. If you feel like your blood pressure is reaching out to the moon, not to the sky, but to the moon, okay? So if that's the case, it's okay to step back, go in another room, breathe. And we're going to try that. I would like each one of you to sit down properly and you're stressed out. You put your hands like that on your lap facing the ceiling. And then we're going to breathe. We're going to inhale and count to 4. And we're going to inhale all the positive energy, all the positive things. And then we're going to exhale all the pain that you may have inside your heart, all the sadness you may have seeing your spouse, your mom, going through those difficulties, because it should not be all sad. Okay, it should not be all sad because you're here. You're very lucky you're here to help. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to breathe, relax your shoulders, and then we're going to relax the toes. You can feel your toes. Feel your toes. You can hear your breathing, right? And we're going to inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale to the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to inhale through the nose. We're going to exhale. And you can do that 2 or 3 times a day when you're at home or you are sitting on your commode in the bathroom. Nobody is disturbing you, or you are under the shower. Just do that. You can do that 2 minutes, 1 minute. You don't have to do it for 30 minutes. You don't have the time. But 1 or 2, find that will help you distress. That will help you, okay? All behaviors have meaning. She's repeating, help me, helping. They have meaning. Look for cues. When they are saying that, are the people in the facility mean to her? I don't see them. I mean, they have great facilities. What happened? Nobody's talking to her. Is she in pain? Is it physical? Look at the facial, expression. Look at the eye, what they are saying to you. Are they in pain? The movement. Are they able to lift their arm? She fell. Does she have arthritis? Is it too cold? Sometimes it's very cold and they cannot say it. It's cold. Okay? Verbal communication. Do we want to be in that circle? No, we don't want that, right? Make sure the person can hear you. If you said something, you don't have to say, Mom, it's time to take a shower. It's not, you cannot scream. If somebody doesn't hear well, screaming at them will not make it better. And she will see that in your face. That is very rude. Okay? And we said, introduce yourself. Short, simple word, simple sentence, not words, but sentences. Speak slowly. Not like you're talking to a kid, but slowly. And so they can hear you and look at your mouth, Ask one question at a time. Remember when I said that my mom, I told her what to do, that we're going to do this and that. No, she got only one thing of what I was saying. So you can say as well, you don't ask, what is your favorite ice cream? Would you like ice cream? That's the what. Which one? Yeah. Would you like vanilla or chocolate? Well, simpler, easier. They don't have to try to think and find the words for you. Okay? You can repeat yourself. That's okay. It's okay to repeat whatever you are saying to her. The media. Oh my goodness. No news. She cannot watch news or he cannot watch the news because it's always bad news. You don't hear good news. So no, because that can cause hallucination, that can cause delusion, that can cause agitation, everything else. Okay, the keyboard is not working. I called the keyboard man, they're coming tomorrow. And you reprogram all the channels except the news channel. No more. I put HGTV for my mom. She loves that. There was no hallucination. She just needs beautiful things to beautiful remodeling. Love it. So you can put that. So if you could reduce the exposure, because they may think, oh my God, there is a killer around in our neighborhood. No, they're transferring what they saw in the news here as reality. And it's not. Okay? Just remove it to be, for their safety, for your safety. If you have a veteran, remove all the guns, everything else, because paranoia can cause them to think you are the enemy. Make sure your guns are not in the house, because he will know or she will know if she's a veteran or he's a veteran where you could, hide all those things. There are three, you know? So you have the gentleman in a facility. He goes, he sees this fig tree, and he unbutton or unzip his pants and pee there. Okay, what did the administration will say? Now, get out, exposing yourself to the resident. Did you find out who he is? His background? Was he a Boy Scout when he was young and they camped in the wild or outside? Or was he a veteran? Did he have to do his business behind the bushes and behind the trees when he was during the war? Do you know that? Do you know his history? Find out why. Then you can either remove the plant, or before you go, it was every day, the same time before going to eat, he was doing that. So just take him to the bathroom prior to go to dinner together, simple thing to do. Does he have a prostate problem? He cannot hold. Just find out, find out. So on the information that they need that you can provide at the time. If you know they are agitated before going to the doctor's office, you don't need to tell them that a week prior, okay? You can say it in the morning. If you know your person is going to take time, don't make appointments in the morning. Just make it in the afternoon, okay? Because you know it will take a while. You don't want to push them. They're taking their time. And just to reduce the confusion. Okay, they cannot make choices. Oh, Mom, we're going to have hamburger tonight or fish tonight. Your favorite. She'll be happy. You can leave little notes. Remember to take your medicine. You can put that in there on the table, in the file cabinet, the time, if they are able to do that. It depends on the state where they are at. Okay, you can call them. It's time for your medicine. Okay, and then you can videotape, video call, have a video of FaceTime and see they are taking their med. Okay, no expectation, because sometimes you have your agenda and they have theirs, and you want to push your agenda. You need to go to the doctor. It's time for you to take your shower, blah, 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 blah. And then all the dresses on the bed, all the things they cannot choose. And we're arguing with you. We want to avoid that. Okay? First, what we don't do, we don't argue. We are here to provide. That's all you need to know. You provide orientation, you explore their needs, you analyze the situation, their environment, encourage on their strength. If you're doing something good, Mom, you're doing great. Well, brother, you're doing fantastic. Thank you for folding this for me. This is the best towel folder person that I've ever seen. Okay? And Give them tasks where they can succeed. We cannot say, Mom, you used to make this turkey. Can you please bake it for me? We cannot do that because it has steps, too many steps. Okay, you encourage them in what they are doing all the time. Okay, and you keep life simple and as a routine. Routine is good for them. Every day, take the shower at the same time, unless something had happened, they woke up a little bit later, doesn't matter, but you continue with the same pattern. You know, you get up, you take your medicine, you eat your breakfast, you take your shower. You know, keep the routine. You walk at a certain time, you do that every day. And you keep talking to them if they can understand you, if they want you to talk to them. Sometimes my mom will say, shut up to my uncle because she wants be quiet. She wants that. She wants that space, but she doesn't know how to say, can you please don't talk now? She cannot say that. And that hurts me because that hurts my uncle the way she talks to him or she talks to us sometimes. And then I said, Mom, you hurt his feeling. And she said, yeah, I did. I said, yeah. And she said, oh, I didn't mean to. I said, that's okay. You know, because I realized I should not have said that. It's not her fault. She doesn't know, you know? So those things that you see, you can supply what is missing. Like I was showing you the glasses, you know, she wanted to say the word, but you just say it if they cannot find it. Okay? Be prepared to explain laws of manners to others where necessary. And sometimes you don't. If she wants to put the blue shirt with a bunch of color in the bottom, what's wrong with it? Doesn't matter. Who does it affect? Only your neighbor who doesn't like to see the coordination doesn't care. Your mommy's happy. Let her be happy. Okay? Leave her. Please take your person's side. Oh, really? The doctor said you could not drive. You cannot drive? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, you know? But you show empathy. That's not your fault. And you cannot say, oh, you deserve it because you cannot drive, right? Avoid memory language. Loss of memory can be viewed as a positive in certain instances, like trauma. And she doesn't recall something that was really hurtful, that's fine. We don't mean to say it. Like my mom, we lost my sister. She was like 27. Somebody with mental health who was studying finance with her. She was a lawyer, killed her because she was not in love with him the way he wanted that to happen. That was traumatic for my mom. So I don't need to revive that to say, you know, somebody killed Sophia. No, I cannot see that. This is why you go with every day. You embrace your moment with your loved one and try to make everything positive. Try to take the positiveness every day. Okay? And we already said to repeat your routine. You pay attention to the environment and distraction. You accept their reality. That's not yours, but theirs, right? Do not insist on your reality. And we did say travel time with them. There is something called paradoxical lucidity. Sometimes you don't understand. They are all fine. Then for hours, they can converse with you. It's like the old person that you knew, the person you knew. And it's called paradoxical lucidity. And then after that, it goes away, you know? So you can stand there and do nothing if whatever you're doing is not working. Totally assess everything, the environment, assess everything. Wait for another time. Go away. Because if she doesn't want the medicine, don't try to force that. So said, okay, put it away and then come back maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes after and try to give it to her again. She probably forgot that she said no to you. Okay? Try that. Make small changes. What is going on that you can change? What can you change? If you had to change something in your daily activity with your loved one, what would be one thing you would change?
I think
Be more understanding. Don't lose your temper. That's right. No, I identify with you. It was I like Joseph. Mom, you can do it, but she can't. At the beginning, I was to say that because I was really mad. This illness attacked my mom. I was really mad. And I was talking to this guy up there, and I was thinking, why? Why? And I had to accept it. That is difficult to accept it. Okay. And we cannot be sad all the time. You can be sad, but if you're sad all the time, you have to find counseling, you have to find something. All right. You can do this. Okay. We can do it together. You're not alone. We have support groups. You can call us. We have so many support groups that you can do either virtually or in person. You can do that. Okay. You're not alone. Okay. Don't take it personally when they're anything bad words to you or not cursing, but just saying being nasty to you. So don't take it personally. Just say it's the brain talking. Okay. Maintain the person dignity, enter their world, recognize their anxiety. Don't say, don't do this, don't do that, and do. What do you need to do? Everything simple. Keep your loved one occupied with simple chores. Okay? Maintain a structural routine. I cannot emphasize more. Be gentle. You need to get respite care. Some people can afford to hire a home health agency. Some others can't because it's expensive. Or some people can pay for daycare. Others can't. So remember, we do have in the state of Florida programs that could assist you with that, with respite care through the ADI program, the Alzheimer's Disease Initiative, or the community care for the elderly. Yes, the GUIDE program as well, and the state Medicaid managed care long-term care program. So if you need to learn more about the different programs, you can call us for care coaching and we'll be able to help you. Don't expect all the answers to be accurate, immediately. Give them time. Don't get upset, raise your voice, or scold your loved one. Okay? You will never say to a person who is visually impaired, open your eyes and see and pick up this thing on the table. The same thing. Just think about mom who has memory issues. Mom, you remember? No, they don't. Just remember that they don't. Okay? Expect to have normal feelings such as guilt, anger, sorrow, helplessness. Expect to have sleep disturbances. Yep. Okay? So what do you see here?
brain.
Okay, active brain. The red is active. And here, not a lot of red activity here. And that's the brain with Alzheimer's disease. And again, this is why we don't say to them, do you remember? Okay, look at that. The normal brain. And then this one. You see all the holes where there is no more cell. And then here, the atrophy shrink. Help. You change. Okay, they cannot change for you. You have to adapt. Your brain is getting worse and being destroyed. So we cannot go back. Even if we're trying with science to find a cure or to find a way to slow down the disease, it still continues its progression. So you have to change, not them. We cannot expect them to change. Okay, find the value, so what? Okay, they want to wear the same color clothes or the same clothes. Like I said, find several of the same color, same kind. Always greet first, the gesture. You need to show them what you are saying when you're talking to them. Would you like this? Mom, can I feed you? Because sometimes, because of a tremor, at the beginning, I made a lot of mistakes. I went and I took the shot and let me help you. And she didn't even give me like the authorization to do that. She said, don't touch my food. I realized that. So I have to say, like, can I help you? Okay. And she would say, yeah, you can. Or she would say, no, I will try. I let her try till she says, you can do it. And that's okay. Verbal cues to help. You see the visuals and the verbal. Okay. Technique of help. Gather all the supplies, especially if you go to bathe in. Make sure the soap is there, the shampoo is there. It's not like, well, I forgot something to deodorant. Let me go back. No, try to prepare everything because that could disturb them. They can have an anxiety or they can fall. Okay, so make sure that. Sometimes they don't want to bathe every day. That's okay. You should not be pushing that. You can take a washcloth. You can wash underneath their arms. If they are sitting on the commode, take a bottle of water, just clean them. Make sure that they are clean. Just take the towel, just clean behind their neck, their leg. They are clean. And then tomorrow, if they feel better, you can bathe them because you don't want your TI, you don't want bacteria, you don't want that. But if they don't want to take a shower, you may also elevate the air conditioning to 82, 83, and it's hot and sticky, and they don't want that. And you have to remember their dignity. Maybe they don't want to be undressed in front of you. So you can put a large, they call them muumuus, you can find them, or you can have them with their a bra and their underwear or something like a bathing suit underneath, put a towel, wet them. So if the towel is wet, their bra is wet, they wouldn't want to remove it. So you can clean or they can clean. You can keep the towel for privacy and they can clean underneath. Or it's covered, they will let you clean. But you have to always ask, can I do this? Or take your hands like we did before so we can do it together. Okay. So you may not like the caregiver. They may not like the person who's doing this. And if you are married, maybe you can put candles and that's music, like Michael Bublé or Sinatra or I don't know, Nat King Cole. My mom loves Nat King Cole. So you can put music for them, and especially if you're married, and you put candles, not the real one, because you don't want to pre-fire somewhere, please. Those with battery. And then you say, let's go. Let's take a shower. One time I made that mistake. I said, Mom, let's take a shower. And then she stopped. She said, you're taking a shower too? I said, no, I'm so sorry. I wanted to say, let's go to the bathroom so you can take a shower. I had to watch out. So make sure of that. And if you want to encourage them, if they have more an upbeat music to do something, just put that music. And me, what band I love? Who do I like? Santana. Carlos Santana. You have to put Carlos Santana for me. And before you begin, getting clean history on preference. You need to know what they like, the smell they like, the scent they like. And how often they clean, because if you have somebody coming to do that, you need to educate them. Otherwise, it will create what? Friction. Okay? And if you elevate the temperature, they would want to take a shower. They would like that. Okay. Always check the environment to see how clean, neat, nothing around. Maybe you don't have a tub, but you won't have a shower. Maybe they are not able to get in and out of the tub. Just to know if you need grab bars or if you need ramps. Here in Central Florida, you have the Center for Independent Living. You have resources that can do that, are free for you. If they still have, funding. If they have funding available, they will do it. Okay? And here you have the two state-funded brain bank, which is what we are one of them. We are located in Winter Park, and the other one is in Miami Beach with Mount Sinai Medical Center. But we send all the brains to Mayo Clinic, and they do the autopsy for us. And what you need to know moving forward, that it appear in everything we saw, the African American have a higher risk of developing Alzheimer's disease than any other race. And it's due to high blood pressure, high cholesterol, stress, diabetes type 2, etc. I'm the director of programs and services. So if you need for me to talk to you because you don't know what to say or because you have a situation, I will talk to you. As long as I can help you, I will. If I don't find the information, I will try to find it and follow up with you. But we have the resources, we have all the information.